There is no shame in accepting a bridge job. In this video, I'm going to discuss what a bridge job is, why you may accept a bridge job, and I'll share a real-world example of someone who shared their bridge job publicly. So let's dive in. What is a bridge job? It is a temporary or interim position that someone may take while transitioning from one career or life phase to another. A bridge job often serves as a stepping stone to more permanent employment or a way to fill a gap during a period of career change, unemployment, or retirement. What are some benefits of accepting a bridge job? Income. Unless you were born a trust fund baby, which about 99.9% of us were not born trust fund babies, you need to pay the bills. A bridge job can help bring in a paycheck. Next, purpose. If you have been laid off, for example, or you're struggling to find employment, a bridge job can really help give you a reason to get out of bed and provide structure in your day. A networking opportunity. Let's say that you moved to a new city and you want to figure out the lay of the land, you want to meet new people. You may accept a bridge job to network. And then finally, skills development. If you're interested in a career pivot or you need to upskill, a bridge job can really help in this respect. And I'll share a quick example from one of my former colleagues who unfortunately was laid off in the tech industry last year. She was interested in pivoting from an HR role to a project management role. My former colleague accepted a bridge role as a contract project manager with two goals in mind. Number one, my former colleague wanted to move into a full-time permanent project management role. So this contract role was a stepping stone for her. Next, my former colleague also wanted to pursue her PMP certification, and this bridge job allowed time for her to study. A couple weeks ago, my former colleague shared an update on LinkedIn. Not only did she obtain her PMP certification, she also received a full-time offer from the company that she was contracting with for a senior project management role. Really exciting. A bridge job may not always end, on such a high note, but no, it's an opportunity for people to gain new skills. Why would someone want to accept a bridge job? There are a number of reasons, and I would say the one I hear of most often, burnout. Unfortunately, burnout is pervasive. I think it started during the pandemic and it has lingered, post-pandemic. According to the American Psychological Association, 57% of people reported feeling negative impacts of stress, which can lead to burnout. And this Work in America survey, I will include a link below for you to review. And what I would say for myself, burnout is near and dear to my heart. I have experienced burnout during different periods of my career. And I also lived and worked in the heart of Silicon Valley for 8 years. And I found that burnout was pretty pervasive. And it really led me to think deeply about the root cause of burnout. The next reason someone may accept a bridge job is they have a lack of clarity. Someone may graduate from college, they're just not sure what they want to do, or they may want to take some time off to figure out, am I on the right path? Do I want to pursue a different path? Do I want to return to school? Do I want to make that career pivot? And a bridge job is an opportunity for someone to take some time and reflect. Next, someone may be returning to the workforce after recovering from illness, being in a caretaker role, or just taking time off for whatever reason. And a bridge job, as I mentioned earlier, can really be a stepping stone to a more permanent job. And then finally, a bridge job can help people who are struggling to find a job. And what I would say is, in the last year and a half, we have been in such a precarious job market. I am baffled, honestly. I've been doing a lot of research to figure out what is going on. Why are people having such a hard time finding roles? I won't go into a lot of detail, but what I would say is, even though unemployment rate has hovered between 3.7% in 2023. We're now at 4.3% in 2024. Still fairly low because there's been such mass layoffs, as I mentioned, in the tech industry, other industries. I think it's really an employer's market. So if an employer is looking for the ideal candidate, they often can find that ideal candidate. So competition is fierce. I also think there was a fear of recession in the 2023 years. And finally, people have really been struggling to find a job. I have found this to be true in the last year and a half or so. And I've had coaching clients ask me, Colleen, what is going on? It's never taken me this long to find a job. I've never had to exert exert this much effort to find a job before. And what I would say is, not going into a lot of detail, but since late 2022 into 2023, we saw mass layoffs in the tech industry. Companies such as Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Google laid off thousands and thousands of really talented professionals. Then other companies followed suit. There was this contagion effect. And also we're in this really competitive job market where it's really an employer's job market. Employers are being very selective in what they're looking for. They're not as willing, I've noticed, to see potential in candidates. They want the candidates to meet all the job requirements often, and they can find candidates who are the ideal or perfect match for what they're looking for. So even though the unemployment rate has been fairly low at about a 3.7, 3.8% in 2023, we're now at 4.3%, it has been challenging. I wanted to highlight this fact because you are not alone and completely understand why you may want to accept a bridge job right now. So next, I want to share a real world example. As I was doing research for this video, I came across this BuzzFeed article. The title of the article is this: over 3 million people have seen this viral post of someone accepting a bridge job, and it's proving how widely burnt out we all are. For context, Carly Williamson shared a very raw and real post on LinkedIn, and she started with, "I got a job as a part-time barista." This post has so many views, as the title suggests, over 3 million, probably more by now, comments, reposts. And what Carly shares is this. I'm not gonna read the whole LinkedIn post, but I'll include the BuzzFeed article if you're interested. Carly says, "Working a service industry job isn't beneath me. I am not so fragile and entitled that I think I'm above baking croissants and steaming milk." Carly goes on to say, "There is no shame in paying your bills and eating free pastries doing it." And I do want to highlight the fact that millions and millions of people in the United States and worldwide are in service industry jobs, and this could be their career. And again, I want to emphasize the fact that there's nothing wrong with this at all. I think working the service industry is extremely challenging. I've had my own experiences, so please be kind, please be patient, tip well when interacting with people in service industry jobs. The reason that Carly's post was so popular for a few different reasons. Number one, it was just refreshing to see someone be so honest about the fact, like, hey, I'm gonna be a part-time barista. Carly had worked in a corporate environment and had found herself burnt out for about 1.5 years. And so she wanted to hit pause, recover, figure out what is next. I also think that Carly's post gave other people permission to consider maybe they want to take a bridge job, and there's nothing wrong in doing so. And then, finally, I think, especially on LinkedIn, we can hear about people like, oh, they're climbing the ladder, they got this promotion, and oh, they were featured in this magazine, they won this award. It's fantastic. It's so fun to celebrate the success of your colleagues and people in your network, but you don't often hear about people who may take more of an unconventional path. And I think people really appreciated Carly's honesty. So what I would say is, if you are interested in considering a bridge job, really be thoughtful about doing so. I wanted to make this video because it's important to consider that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to your career. And I would argue those individuals who are the most fulfilled, they've had the most satisfying careers, are often the ones who take some zigs, some zags, they hit some dead ends, there's detours, they hit pause, because there's an opportunity to really reflect and ask, am I on the right path? Am I really happy with what I am doing in my career? If you are contemplating accepting a bridge job and you would like some guidance as to whether or not this is the right decision for you, please reach out. We can schedule a coaching session to discuss your situation in more detail. And if you have accepted a bridge job, I would love to hear from you. Please comment below. What is your bridge job? What are you learning? How do you like it? Finally, if my content resonates with you, I would be so honored if you hit subscribe and joined my community. Thanks so much, everyone. Until next time.